City Power has been battling theft and vandalism that's leaving communities without power. Now communities are taking it into themselves, to safeguard infrastructure in their areas. And 45 mini substations have been secured with heavy-duty steel bracket enclosures. But for more on this, we talk to City Power's Charles Mohlaka, who joins me right now for the very latest. And Charles, thank you so much for your time. There's so much happening in the country, hence even, my mistake, they're referencing to water. But we're talking about power this time around, even though we have multitudes of problems that we're experiencing in the country. Let's talk about some of the substations that you are seeing being vandalized, experiencing also theft. What are the challenges that you are experiencing as City Power?
Thanks very much. Very good morning to you and to the viewers at home. We are indeed experiencing challenges of theft and vandalism on our electricity infrastructure, and we have at numerous occasions, since our beginning of the financial year, experienced an alarming rate of this kind of vandalism. Within a day, we lose about on average, minimum of 2 mini substations, in particular the Roodepoort area. But not only Roodepoort is affected, but also the areas of Randburg area, the North Riding in particular, and the surroundings around the inner city as well. So we are experiencing this kind of a challenge of theft and vandalism as we speak currently.
Yeah, and also understand that you are working alongside the community, through some, interventions known as the community-based structures to protect, these electricity network infrastructures. How exactly does, your partnership with communities work?
We are very grateful that the communities are heeding the call of protecting and assisting us, joining hands together with us as City Power to protect this infrastructure. We, in numerous occasions, have the information. We have meetings with these communities. We invite them. We go to them, and they come to us. Also, one of the things that we do, we will issue media statements, and will therefore encourage them to join us. We partner with the CPFs. We partner with any other communities that may exist, or rather the groups that may exist in the communities, such as the response of the local securities in the communities. We'll also engage all councillors that are in those communities. It has been yielding results, and we would like to encourage them to come forth on board. The information is on our website. If they want any further information, how they can assist us in curbing this phenomenon of theft and vandalism.
Yeah. Charles, perhaps let's talk about, the number of incidents that you have at your disposal in terms of reported incidents of cable theft, but also arrests that have been made, because it seems like if City Power has gotten to a point whereby you really now need to get into partnerships with community members, saying that this partnership is quite fruitful because they are on the ground, they see what's happening, they're able to report it. I'm also assuming anonymously if they want to on your website, they can give you a call, get in touch with you. It's because the incidents are one too many. How many do you know have been recorded thus far, and do you know of any arrests that have also been made?
Look, we have numerous arrests that we have made, since, for example, the beginning of the current financial year. We've got, if I may be, just to be accurate, pardon me, I think I've got the figures right here in front of me. At the beginning of the financial year, in total, we have about 17 suspects that we have arrested thus far. But also, looking into what happened previously. As you know, when we arrest these people, will they take them to court, and we'll follow the right process within the ambit of the law. And then, it will take time, and until we get convictions. And we do have convictions that we have recorded thus far at about, with a direct imprisonment of about, in totality, from 2022 to June to date, it's about 125 convictions that we have successfully, managed to secure. So it is yielding results, and with those communities that are joining hands, it will also yield more results in terms of that. So what happens is that the copper that is being stolen is not only in the form of a cable. The modus operandi, these people, for example, in the area of Redeport, they will target our what we call A-type miniature substations. We call it the MSS. In the township language, they'll call it the green box. So it's where they go and force entry and unscrew some of the screws there, on especially the top cover ones, and then they will then lift the top cover and then harvest the copper that is inside. So we literally now what we are doing, we are welding all of them on top, and then we engage with the communities before we do that. We have a lot of meetings so that they can be our ear and eyes on the ground and see what's happening, so that when we do this, it can deter these thieves, from harvesting the copper over and above the cable that is underground and being dug and exposed and stolen as we encounter this kind of challenges.
Yeah, and when you talk about Redeport, I understand that 21 mini substations, MSS, as you've mentioned, Charles, have been replaced so far. But let's talk about the cost, because it can't be cheap to replace a mini substation. It's a huge cost.
It is indeed. On average, it's about 500,000 per mini sub. We don't include labor costs. If you include labor costs, it will definitely amount close to 700,000 per mini sub. So the total number is huge. It's millions of rents that we are losing. And this puts strain into the finances of the city, or the finance of city power. As you can imagine, when you plan annually or before the new financial year, you plan for money that you can use to maintain and strengthen this infrastructure and build or construct the other infrastructure so that there can be stability. So when you have this kind of theft and vandalism, it then diverts those funds. And at the rate at which it is going, we also find ourselves fast depleting the available stock that we have, because before the financial year we'll do the forecast in terms of the mini-sub that may fail. But this current financial year has been a serious burden, where we find ourselves depleting a worth of a year within a period of 4 months. So it's really depleting the resources of the city, and it is as this result that we are calling upon the communities and everybody else who joining hands, who are willing to join hands, so that we curb this phenomenon, because it's really a serious challenge to the country, not only for city power or the city of Johannesburg.
And I'm sure you can also give, residents some tips here, because criminals are getting more and more sophisticated in how they conduct their business of the day. So should, a councillor, should a resident see a so-called city power technician coming to work on a mini substation? I mean, what are some of the tips that you can give us or give residents in terms of how to know if they are indeed legitimate city power technicians? What should they be looking out for?
Firstly, with the current circumstances that we live under of load shedding, when power goes normally off within load shedding, there should not be any other person working on the electricity infrastructure at that point in time. So if there is load shedding, because normally these incidents happen during load shedding, so when there is load shedding, there should not be any other personnel, because these people, they camouflage. We've learned in some instances they even will wear some uniforms that looks like ours. So we are saying when there is a load shedding, there shouldn't be any operation on the network. So when that happens, they should quickly, inform us, so that we're able to respond quickly and immediately. And then also they can also inform their, securities around, or the CPFs around. But also, one of the things that we can inform them is that city power people, when they arrive, or technicians, when they arrive, they should have an identified card. An identified card that indicates, and when they are being approached, there should not be any rude. They should politely communicate, because we understand that these are our customers, communicate with our customers, and they have a right to ask for that identification. and then if needs be, ask their councillors. We are very much in touch with our councillors across all wards, and then normally they do have our direct contacts. They'll ask us, or they'll ask the service delivery centers nearby to say, are people on site legitimate? And then based on that, we should be able to respond and check if there's authenticity that will be done in terms of that. So we encourage them to do that at all times, because this infrastructure also belongs to them. As much as we can construct or build or operate and maintain it, but also it also belongs to our communities, which we are very much grateful that they have come on board to assist in these situations.
Well, thank you so much, Charles, for speaking to us about this, and very, encouraging to hear that community members are willing to work with you. They are already working with you in partnership, like you say, to protect their infrastructure, because at the end of the day, it affects them when there's no power in their area. It affects them directly. It's a huge inconvenience. So the communities continue to be urged to work alongside City Power to report to any, misdemeanor, criminal activity, suspicious behavior that may be ongoing, so they can deal with it timelessly. But City Power's Charles Mohlaka, thank you so much for your time this morning.